A moment of silence on Colorado State University's campus for a conservative activist assassinated in Utah.
I hope that we can look at the things that Charlie did and say, that's the way America should be.
While those who would debate him talked about the importance of free speech.
We believe in constructive debate, dialogue, and discussion.
The conservative activist was remembered for inspiring young people to get involved. He toured college campuses, encouraging students and anyone really to debate about everything.
His Turning Point USA event transitioned into a vigil tonight.
We have two reports for you. Gabriela Vidal is at Laurie Student Center, where a liberal group that had planned to debate Kirk still got together.
Let's begin, though, with your reporter in Northern Colorado, Dylan Thomas. He is at Canvas Stadium right now. Dylan?
You know, many of those who were here today were already planning on being here for weeks. That's because Kirk was supposed to be on campus today debating students. But following his tragic death, this event was switched to be a vigil with more than 7,000 people attending, making it one of the largest political events here on campus since President Obama visited in 2013.
I was really looking forward to meeting him because I really believe in what he's doing.
But instead of meeting or debating Charlie Kirk, more than 7,000 gathered at CSU's Canvas Stadium to memorialize the late conservative activist while carrying on his mission.
We need to keep this going. We need to be able to debate. We need to be able to discuss matters. And Charlie did that at the epitome. He brought information, he shared information.
People of many generations came to honor Kirk.
Regardless of if I disagreed with things that he said, I think he carried a very good message with the way that he did it, having an open mic for anyone to come debate him.
Alexis Castillo and Cora Gardner were among the many young adults who traveled hours to attend.
His impact was educating the youth.
Security was tight with drone spotters and more, as Kirk supporters and even friends shared their memories.
I was a student here at Colorado State University when I met Charlie.
Isabel Brown recalled working with Kirk on Colorado college campuses,
which he was so passionate about doing because he really felt that was missing from college campuses across the country.
And he fought for your right to speak freely, to debate fiercely, and to stand tall. We are all Charlie Kirk.
This week still doesn't quite feel real. We've lost our friend, we've lost our brother, we've lost truly the leader of the conservative movement.
Other than a few things being written on the sidewalk outside of the event, this was overall peaceful and calm for those in attendance, even with a counter event, which you're about to hear about, taking place only about a 5-minute walk away. Reporting live at CSU, Dylan Thomas, covering Colorado First.
I'm glad to hear that. Dylan, thank you very much.
Next tonight to Gabriela Vidal, as you heard Dylan just mention, live outside of a counter event at the Laurie Center. Gabby.
Yeah, Karen and Ellen, like you said, it was intended to be a counter event to Turning Point USA and hosted by National Ground Game, a Democratic-based group. However, it became much more of an opportunity for anyone to voice their political opinion. More than 100 people attended this, even some people coming out of the Charlie Kirk Vigil just to see what other people had to say and what their beliefs were.
All right, settle down, settle down. I'm not that funny.
Students, parents, and other spectators engaging in passionate and sometimes contentious debate.
The intention is that people need to realize that political violence doesn't look good for anybody in this country.
Despite their differences in ideas and beliefs.
I think it's a good thing. I think we need more dialogue in this country. When we don't talk to each other, we kind of dehumanize each other.
It's a similar message shared among students on CSU's campus ahead of Thursday night's debate, hosted by CSU's Political Review, especially in the wake of Charlie Kirk's death.
That shouldn't happen whatsoever. You shouldn't be shot for expressing where you stand politically. That's freedom of speech, in my opinion, and that's what makes this country great.
The sad part is that Charlie's not going to be here with us, and that we think is an attack on freedom of speech. We think it's an attack on us. It could have been us as well as it could have been him, and so we completely denounce the violence.
Do you admit that there are radical right people that do violence as well?
Radical white people, but that's
on stage, live streamer and political commentator Stephen Bunnell led the political debate with each audience member who approached the mic.
Donald Trump did in fact condemn this violence.
For some who observed the debate on stage, they say it was still frustrating to see so much yelling off stage and efforts to prevent people from finishing their thoughts.
The temperature is pretty hot right now. You can feel it in there. I do think the hecklers were kind of intense. were getting pretty riled up.
And despite all that heckling that was happening off stage, it was relatively peaceful inside the auditorium earlier tonight. And there was a lot of security on staff to make sure students did feel safe and able to express their opinions. In Fort Collins, Gabriela Vidal covering Call to First.
All right, Gabby, thank you.